gotta do that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we're actually like live
I'm
now.
gonna go grab food.
That
I'm gonna go.
food is good. Food is great.
Hello. Hello, everybody.
Will, you're in
How are
stereo.
you doing? Am I? Oh. Oh, yes, I am. I know why. There we go.
Now you're not in stereo.
I'm not in stereo. I'm in great mon.
The sun is so bright.
You gotta wear shades.
Better. Mood lighting. See,
Hello,
it's like the problem is that there's like two settings. There's like not quite bright enough, and then oh dear God, the sun.
You're like, my eyes are buzzing. Kind of like that, yeah.
Hi everybody, welcome to Total Professional Hour, where we swear this will be 100% professional in every way, shape, or form, and it will not be a normal shambles like it usually is.
Well, we are in technically the preamble ramble.
No, we came out of the preamble ramble. The preamble ramble is what we call everything that happens before we actually go live.
We're just extending it into a live broadcast before we
could be.
Start.
I don't know why we're padding. Well, you know, it's not like somebody isn't here right now who needed to go and grab something, right?
Exactly. I mean, you know, if we didn't really say, you know, the people on Twitch wouldn't know a damn thing.
If you're for sure,
Will, us two just talking bollocks, stumbling.
Will, if you're here for shambles, you know that's the beauty of this. All right, the beauty of all of this is that shambles will come eventually. We don't know where it will come from. We don't know how it will come, but it will happen. Much as the Uno incident of 4 weeks ago. Did anybody expect that coming from left field? No.
Oh, no. I didn't expect that from you at all.
No.
Bloody hell.
No. Or various other James rants that we can go into that have also had me almost passing out. And yelling about things for 10 minutes straight.
Well, we tried to get you to breathe, man, but you just didn't want to. It's like, dude, just have this.
It was a weird sensation. Because, like, I was saying things, and, like, everything was zoning in, but I couldn't stop myself, and then I breathed. And then I forgot half the shit I said. I actually had to go back and rewatch. That's one of the few shows I've actually gone back and rewatched, so I could understand what I actually said about stuff.
Because it's the James highlights. Just one long rant, just posted together.
There is, I mean, Will, there is a reason why. This exists. There is a reason why it is rage.
And there is a reason why this exists.
There's plenty of reasons why. See, we work hard. We have built up a meta in this show. By the way, welcome, Lisa.
Last Lisa,
for seeing us live for once and hearing us talk. I hope it's everything you expected it to be. If it isn't, well, sorry for either surpassing or coming under your expectations. We're
going to do both of those in different directions.
Exactly. We will strive to either better or worsen ourselves based on wherever that bar is.
It's up here. I'm sure we'll lower it very quickly.
If anything, we are good at lowering the bar.
Too well, especially talking about petrol stations. But anyway, welcome everyone. This is season 3 of the Game Won't Play podcast. I am Lardteamaker, aka Will McKellar, and joining me as always, up in that corner up there, like he's up that there, that area there. It is the Grand Technical Master. The calm through the shambolic all. It is James Atkinson.
It's a Friday. Yes, Regis, it is a Friday riot, as per the usual. See, it can't be as much of a riot as it has been. Will is back. It's not an American fiasco.
Mm-hmm. There's a calmness back, isn't there? maybe.
There's a calmness, but there's also not, because of course now you're stuck between the American sandwich that is me and Chris, and our craziness.
Ooh la la.
Oh,
Paulin, you said it correctly. Actually, I would seriously underperform, but I don't think we've ever overpromised anything on the show.
Yeah, under promise, overachieve. That's always the best way.
But we've never promised you anything great.
If
And unless you're
used to
talking
work
about my
on-
Fortnite run a while ago.
Oh, we're getting close to seeing another one of that. I can tell you that much.
Yeah, well, there's money involved.
Mhm.
Your money's
There
on
is.
the line to make me do stupid shit, so.
There is, and we got news about that later on.
Mhm.
And also joining us in his, you see his lovely, lovely emote just above me head up here, Mr. Smooth, the Barry White for us. It is Chris Hurgleman.
Hi, I'm Hurgleman.
Hey, Kim, I didn't even know I had the Extra Life donation notifications turned on. That's cool. Thanks for the $10 for Extra Life. Apparently that's a thing I did. Should probably work at changing that notification type.
Because that leads me into what we was going to talk about Extra Life.
Sure.
I might as well talk about it now because it's here. Right, Extra Life
Push the
coming
button.
up in 3 weeks' time. 3 weeks' time. And I was doing a pinball stream earlier because there was more tables coming out in the past few weeks. So I thought, bugger it, I might as well continue and add to it. And we got a bit more donations. Our donations have gone up. I mean, the TGWPIS page for us three, for our stream, is so far sitting at $659 out of 2,000. However, when you add Tim and you add Geo to the mix, it comes up to $967.
What was our total last year?
Our total last year was 1,500 something or other because we had Ed joining us. So we're almost at our total.
I was gonna say, what was our thing last year? Like, what was our goal last year? Was 1,000?
Yeah, it was about 1,000 or 50. Yeah, it was about 1,000.
Yeah, because So we're already almost at last year's goal. We're almost halfway to this year's goal, and we're still 3 weeks away from actually starting it.
Yeah, I can actually tell you what our goal was last year. It wasn't 1,000. It was actually $500.
Oh wow! Okay, so we're apparently swinging for the fences.
And our bit without Ed was $1,026.
Okay, so we're on the way to doing something.
Making our way downtown.
I just know that I need to go da 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 at some point. I just don't know the second part of that verse.
So yeah, so we want to hit. I want to hit for the team total $1,000 before we hit Extra Life starting up. And we're almost there. We are almost there. We're what, $33 away now?
Yeah.
We can do this. And I am so proud so far. Yeah, we are $33 away. So if people are listening to this and they do want to help out, because we're helping sick children in hospitals.
That was a tag I didn't add. Extra Life.
A better time in hospitals while they're there and going through hell. And we know some of them go through hell because, hello, I know what some of them can be going through. So I don't want them going through any more than they absolutely have to. And with Extra Life, it helps them get equipment. It helps them get consoles. It helps their time in hospital hopefully be easier and kinder for them. And if we can do that, easy win.
Thank you, Major Ping, for finishing that. Walking fast, and I'm homebound. I'm glad that's from memories because it's like I always I just I always just everybody just knows that da 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 ba 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 ba. And I miss you. Da 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 da. We need to stop, or this is gonna get copyrighted on YouTube. It's a cover. Just like
I
how
love that. That's what PewDiePie does to his music now, as he doesn't play any music besides the copyright-free crap. He just yells the lyrics.
Well, he covered Despacito, and he got copyrighted by Despacito. He's like, I sang the song, and it changed the lyrics. And still gets copyright. I just watched his most recent video. He's like, great. He's like, hey, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Comment on the video. Not because, it helps the YouTube analytic make this video more watchable by other people, but I really want to hear your opinion on stuff.
I like that he finally ate the picture of the kid.
I am too. Well, we all knew he was going to do it.
Here's the thing. I wasn't certain if he was or not. It was one of those things where it truly was up in the air.
Well,
could have gone either way.
He did it, and good on him.
Mm-hmm.
He does care about his army of 9-year-olds.
But do you know who else cares? You know who else cares? Sony, apparently.
Okay,
Sony
so good. What does Sony care about? Like, actually,
they care about
money.
Money.
They care about the monies. They care about the monies.
Oh, do you see?
Also...
Hey, Xbox, do you see this? This is from God of War. Oh, what? Spider-Man? Oh, yes. Oh, look, they love it. Feel that. PC port? Psh, no.
Crossplay? Oh, yeah, now again.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Maybe just a little bit. Just a taste. We'll give you Fortnite. Why? Because it's free. It doesn't cost us any money.
Technically, it costs them negative money because they don't have to pay for the servers.
Nope.
And for the audio version, this is James actually showering in money. It's actually quite a sight. He went full force on this one and actually stood in his shower topless doing this.
I can't wait.
A little worrisome.
I can't wait for the stream to get so popular that we have a golf commentary of what we're doing during the stream. New goal. 500 subscribers.
That's our new show. We go find another podcast and we just review the podcast in the form of golf narration.
No. Even better. New goal, 500 subscribers. We will do on Thursdays. We will do a director's commentary of the previous week's podcast.
What was you thinking there? I wasn't.
What were you doing? Why did you say that?
And it was on the script.
And it was at this point that Lard was shitting himself so badly and hearing the comments that he thought, I can't listen to this, as he runs off and trips over himself, getting away from the actual podcast, shouting and screaming, "Who wrote this shit?"
What you don't know here is before the show started that evening, there was a huge creative dispute between James and Lard that was quite the screaming match. Both of them were trying to understand if James is going to go full visual with the money scene. Now, James was very for taking his shirt off, but Lard, on the other hand, was quite concerned giving Twitch's guidelines on nudity, at which point James said, "God them be damned. We don't need this goddamn expletive Twitch money because expletive Pornhub expletive can my pants."
We're not sure what happened at the very end. He may have had a small stroke.
Exactly, which made it the bit that which then we went live and that bit happened.
Whereas other people couldn't reach.
Regis, we will definitely stop by when we finish. I may drag a few other people with me when it happens.
Whee!
just because if they're left, that's where they go.
Right. So yeah, shall we get started?
Regis, if you want to come back on the train wreck anytime, you know that. You know that. You're more than welcome.
Literally
back on.
anytime.
Literally,
You could show up in the middle of this too.
You
Like
have
that is an
access
option.
you have access to the Discord. You literally have access to the Discord. You can pop in the anytime you want.
I'm actually like half expecting him to just come in in the middle of it and then leave, and that's it.
Wouldn't be the strangest thing that's happened on the show. Might make
No,
the top
wouldn't
5.
have been.
It might make the top 5, but not the strangest.
Probably 4.
Maybe
Probably 4.
Maybe 4.
Yeah.
I still think Teacup Dog is one of the best ones.
That I think takes either number 2 or number 3.
Yeah, Teacup Dog is definitely
Very strong.
Very strong. Mainly because it's very rarely that like all of us lose our shit at the same time, and that was a moment. I dare say number 1 is 50 Shades of Grey on Amazon.
Yeah,
because it wasn't just like me and you, but it was like 10. It was like 7 people.
It was the collective of our anniversary.
It was the anniversary, and it was literally everybody who had helped us get to that point losing their shit.
and then of course there was the pants left in the pub toilet.
That was beautiful.
That was a thing.
And then playing
for the Americans, that's underwear.
Yes.
Because believe it or not, for the first half of that story, I thought somebody literally left their pants in the bathroom, and I'm like, this story's getting really weird. How did they not notice
like
a guy
full set of trousers
walking around like just naked or like in boxers?
And then when we was playing the Cards Against Humanity, the random guy that used to be on our server that we turned out was actually below under 18, and he just sort of randomly just wandered in, whether we invited him or not. He just wandered in and sat there just making weird suggestions about his life and stuff, and it's like,
if you're gonna have
okay.
a profound conversation about your life, we're more than willing to be there for you. Just not while you're playing Cards Against Humanity. That's not like the time to have that conversation.
And while
like,
I'm recording
unless
a
your life
podcast-
is going to be a punchline there, unless you're doing a very long-winded wind-up for a very intense joke.
Yeah, like
The punch has got to be real oomph.
It
You got to
wasn't-
get some real oomph into that. And
Yeah,
get some real hard.
No, but this wasn't that. This was just like teenage angst in the middle of Cards Against Humanity. Which
I don't even remember that. I might have been inebriated if I was there.
We have it recorded. It exists. We have it on the internet. Lisa,
Oh boy.
have a good night. Welcome. Thanks for stopping by.
Take care. Much appreciated.
Much appreciate. Wow, such good, nice fun podcast. Nighttime.
Sweet dreams.
Wow.
And don't forget, you can
So
catch
sweet.
us on the video on demand.
Or the audio on
Shameless
demand.
By on demand, we demand you go to either the podcast on YouTube or in the Twitch VODs. That's what we mean by on demand.
Or wherever you download your specific podcasts on the audio
Well, in this
version.
particular case, it's video. The
Video.
video on demand is the element we're keen on. Audio on demand. Well, you can find us on all sorts of things like Stitcher and Podbean and iTunes and Spotify and
Google.
Google.
We're on the goggle.
Oh my God. Okay,
On the
I have
goggles.
news from Google.
Okay.
We'll get to that later though. We'll finish our shenanigans.
It isn't newsworthy. Is it newsworthy or is it rant worthy?
It's rant worthy.
Okay, so we'll push it. We'll push
I'm
it.
gonna be ranting tonight.
Ooh, okay. This is new. This is different. There are other video games. Did you know that Microsoft is also in the final talks for acquiring Obsidian, the
Yes.
fine purveyors of Pillars of Eternity, 1 and 2, and other great stuff that I'm not going to mention because Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 are amazing games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I heard about this today. It's like, I have my reservations about Microsoft buying it, but we'll see.
Well, all I see is that, for the most part, because Microsoft, generally speaking, I haven't seen any of their immediate developers really standing out too much.
Mhm.
So it's sort of a circumstance of hopefully it's just they're throwing money at developers who need money to be thrown at them.
Yeah.
It's not like them sitting there and going, EA goes, yes, that's right. Then once you have acquired them and you have used them for the labor, you take them down and you offer them the final solution to the studios.
Once Yanni and Yanni 2 are complete, then our abomination monster will be consuming of the fresh corpse of that studio.
See,
BioWare, feast for now. You need to have your strength for when you need to put up a fight against the other studios.
Yeah.
The weakest dies.
See, you need to understand. See, look, we will show you. We will show you. We have the game Titanfall 3 in the development. When it comes out, you will see what happens. It comes out, it's this good game, and then studio gets gush bush.
And then we send Zimbabwe on the trains.
Exactly. So go away. And then maybe CG Project Red takes some of their people because there are nice people there. This is where you spam the Will face.
EA the SS.
I was kind of like.
See, and that's the thing. There's
God.
also, there's that model, but then there's also the news that came out of Kirkman saying that his video game company is going to take on and try and finish The Walking Dead, and I think he's hiring most of the people who are working on that project. So good news coming out of Telltale. That utter shite situation. Because
don't spread yourself too thin.
Yeah, no. Look at CG Project Red, right? They do one thing really good, and they just focus on the
really
one
big production.
thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my big thing with that. Here's my big thing is this is for hindsight, and this is if teams want to go and get together again. One, please watch our podcast. But two, make sure that if you have your teams divvied up, just have your polish team polishing, have your dev team doing the hard development, and then have your writing team writing the next one. But don't go any further than that, and don't do that if you have to do bits like that for other bits. 1 to 3, no more, no less. Less would mean that they're not making games anymore, which would be a little sad.
I know. Or like it's either you follow the CG Project Red, or you follow the Bethesda, which is make the big game and then let the people on those teams make whatever the fuck they want because they need it. Because as much as YouTube burnout is a thing, developer burnout is also a thing.
It's
actually worse.
I know.
You get people who just leave the industry, period.
We was talking about that earlier during the stream, talking about because I was recommended like playing Fez, and it's Phil Fish, yeah.
Oh my god, that was a shit show.
Yeah.
There's bits.
There's bitsy, the bitties.
Yeah, 1 to 3.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
2 bits. Yes, that we would appreciate 1. We would appreciate 3. If you need to go with the average of 2, we're fine with that as well, and we do appreciate them.
Oh yeah.
Remember, 2 out of 3 hosts approve of your bit donation.
16 of them all host Lard at the same time.
Exactly.
I love
Have you ever seen the start of a Lardteamaker stream? It's just literally him saying, "Thanks for the host. Thanks for the host. Thanks for the host." just reading it down as it happens. It's like, "Oh, thanks for the host. Thanks for the host. Thanks for the host." We just need to get you a little soundboard that just has you saying "Thanks for the host," or just have that be with your alert when it goes live. Thanks for the host.
Yeah, just have a 2-parter. It's good. I think you can customize it to the person's specific name too. I think that's something you can do. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure you can.
If you can do that, it'd be even better for if you do like a 2-part audio part where it goes, "Thanks for the host, guy," like just a robot voice reading it out. Thanks for the host.
Automated call centers. You have 1 new message. Thank you
have 1
for
new
the
host.
Congratulations.
You have a subscriber.
1
new host from John
Smith. I was thinking on this. Congratulations, you are 15th in queue for hosting Lardteamaker.
Congratulations, you are 15th in line for hosting Lardteamaker. Thank you.
If you would
And
like to leave...
thank everyone for stopping by. Much appreciated.
Your host is important to us.
Your
We will
host
get
is
to you
important
very
to us
All right,
and
mean,
our
obviously-
human ears.
Now, I don't know about anybody else. As the 2 bits. Another way I guess we could go about it is because obviously it's that time of the year in America where political ads are absolutely rampant. As I'm getting 6 or 7 phone calls on my phone, so be like, "Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Lardteamaker. You know what I don't like? Communism, and that's why I stream. Thank you for the host."
Hi, I'm Lardteamaker. And you know what I do like? I like puppies. So why not see a puppy and give me a host? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Your host means everything. I need you to go out on November 3rd, and November 4th,
That actually works.
and host. I need you and your friends to host, and to host me as much as you can, because literally your hosts are helping save lives. Your hosts are making it so that the commies don't win.
Leave a host. Save a life. This message is brought to you by Lardteamaker.
I wish I had the more you know sound effect. Or
The following announcement has been paid for by Lardteamaker.
I'm Lardteamaker, and I approve this message.
Hi, we here at the Game Will Play Itself really appreciate your hosts. So please, think about putting us on your host list.
We know you have a lot of choices in your streaming wants or needs. There's the ninjas, who are obviously the best of the Fortnite players. There is the Dr. Disrespects, who are great at disrespecting. Look at his track history. Look at his background. But here's the question.
Look at his name.
Kim! Gifting subs! In the middle of me
Here's the
trying to...
question. Can Kim be even better?
The
Answer, yes.
By the way, that's other goodness.
Managed to do so just now.
Will's Toy Clearance is a patron now. Did you know this?
Oh,
Yeah! I was surprised too.
Legend.
interesting.
I was surprised. It made me happy. I clapped a lot. I sent it to Will. I didn't send it to Chris because that means I'd have to change the social media things I sent things on.
I mean, it's fine.
And it's kind of, it's not that it's a pain in the ass, but you know, reasons.
Reasons can't be asked.
Couldn't be asked. No, James, could you? That couldn't be asked. Just couldn't.
I didn't even
Didn't
ask a question.
Thought about it. Really thought about it hard. And just,
It was a theoretical. It wasn't. I wasn't even asking you to do anything.
exactly. I just couldn't be asked. I couldn't be asked to even not do something for you.
That's okay.
I guess I'm not upset.
Well,
You're not
okay.
welcome. You're not welcome. Welcome.
Fuck you too. I'm not. I don't know what the protocol of this is.
T. Paulin. The 100 bits.
Hold on 1 second. I will be right.
So that's apparently the ramble works. If you're enjoying this,
Yeah.
So we at TGWPIS here, we like a lot of things, and we do appreciate the fact that you're here tonight. You could be watching the ninjas Fortniting, the Dr. Disrespect. What again? God Almighty! I didn't start this, Will, mind you. I did not start this.
I'm not complaining. I am not complaining at all.
I'm
It's
not.
like-
That just you people are very nice. We appreciate.
Yes.
Will appreciates it because it gets me to say stuff that isn't making him want to put my own foot in my mouth.
It's like, come on, give me your foot. Give me your foot. Open up, and here comes the plane.
That's not a good thing to say to an American. We don't do that anymore over here. Here comes the plane is not a phrase we like using too much. Choo-choo train fine. Plane?
Too soon?
No. For me,
It's okay.
For some people,
Well, yeah.
it hasn't really been a bad train terrorist attack over here. I know
No.
England, different thing, but you guys take your subway very seriously. That's why it's called the Underground.
Here we go. Full underground.
It's very...
Shall we actually?
See, that's the problem I have with these... What's the deal with all these Metro games? I go there, and it's not a Metro. It's Russian. These guys have the worst English accents in the world. I swear to God, they casted the game horribly. Right? Because when you think about it, it should be... You think the greatest subway in the world? It should be England. It should be London. It shouldn't be Russia.
Russia likes hiding it from us.
Exactly.
Maybe.
Well,
Allegedly.
well, then again, at the same time, it's. I don't think anything could be as dystopian as a Russian sci-fi dystopian novel. I've listed. If you guys haven't take a read of Metro, it's some dark stuff. Like, yeah. But then again, I would like to see a Metro game based in like the English Metro. Just because, and go with me here. Mutated giant rats and bowler hats.
This sounds like something I want to play. But mini announcement. Kura got her first payout from Twitch.
Yay! Kura gets the Twitch money.
Mm-hmm.
That sweet Twitch money.
That's sweet shill.
Will, you did not have to do that, but thank you. We appreciate it.
Bring your bits down on us.
See, Will, people
I gotta start streaming again.
People don't want to watch actual news. They just want to see us bullshit about random things that are remotely tangent to video games. It works!
Yes.
That's definitely
Well, there wasn't much news. We needed to fill the segment with something.
This is true. This is very true. It did feel light on news this week, didn't it? Like,
So
I mean,
Call of Duty
Sony...
Black Ops came out today.
Mm-hmm.
It's good apparently, if you like Battle Royale, and not having single player in your first person shooters.
Again, something we all predicted pretty much, that it was going to be a good Battle Royale, but that's also because the whole medium is designed to be well for that.
And exactly, it's basically first person PUBG, just better.
It's really just an improvement on.
But what's the one feature
genre
that Call of Duty Black Ops has over every other Battle Royale?
Campers.
That is the definition of a Battle Royale, is to camp. You get into your bush, you hide in the bush until somebody runs by your bush, and then you shoot them. Or just stay hiding in the bush.
Now, come on.
I would probably say weapon customizability, like, level.
No, there's actually it's actually something much more basic and appeals to our generation of gamers.
What? Toxic community?
No, I mean, let's be honest. Toxic communities across everything.
Yeah.
We know this. We know this. No, actually, it is couch multiplayer. So you can have two people sitting at a console playing in the same squad as a battle royale in the same battle royale team.
That is really important. That people really underestimate.
It's huge. It's big. It's real big.
Side C is a lot bigger than people really want to admit.
Yeah. And so you think about it. Now you can sit down and play a battle royale with your best friend next to you, and not have to have them bring their own Xbox over and their own TV to hook up on.
Don't get me wrong. That also started LAN parties, which are one of the greatest things. But at the same time, that was out of necessity.
Yeah. So So that's kind of a thing here. So I kind of look at that as seeing a great thing, especially in a streaming mindset for some people, because now you can have like
Oh,
people
yeah.
playing duos, and as a person who has to deal with the technical aspects of a stream on a weekly basis, I have one camera looking at one couch, recording off of one console. This is I approve of this. But yeah, I mean, it's still a Call of Duty game. It's still gonna have zombies and shit. And you do have to pay for the Battle Royale mode, so that, that's a thing. But don't get me wrong, I bet money before the end of the year there will be an announcement stating that you're going to be able to either purchase or get for free the Battle Royale mode from Call of Duty Black Ops as a standalone.
Yeah, I think it depends how well it sells. Because if it doesn't sell well, then they'll do it.
I think even if it sells well,
I mean, shit, just a $5 standalone, they'd make so much goddamn bank.
they're already tied in through the Blizzard player launcher for this. The thing is, it's like with any of these major. Let's spin the wheel and look at the business model. Okay, early adopters, make them pay out the ass for it. Then slowly discount it down so that we can get the most of the residual players who are on the fence about it. Then discount the shit out of it to get the main goal of the people that we actually want to have and make the residual revenue off of that. And then season pass.
Then launch DLC.
Season pass. But make the season pass $5 cheaper than buying all the DLCs not a la carte.
Mm-hmm.
And why I am not working for a major video game company, I do not fucking know.
We have a question.
Because you have a
Gary.
soul. You have a soul.
Chris, you know what company I actually work for, and you do know for a fact that
Yes.
is a lie.
You haven't lost it yet. You still have your soul.
Okay, so it's my dignity that's gone.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we are making you hold on to it.
Okay.
Also your dreams.
What are those?
Now,
I
they'll be
haven't
put in
had
a
those
field.
for a long time. I had to take them out back and do an EA.
So
Speaking
Gary's
of
asking.
Outback.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Gary's asking, what's the difference between the old everyone against everyone COD deathmatch and battle royale?
Respawn.
One life.
Yeah.
That's it. Like that's the big thing.
Actually, go back to one of James's earlier rants where they're the exactly goddamn same thing, except you just have one life, so the stakes are higher. Though remember the
It's
whole
literally just solo elim.
remember
With a big map.
Yeah, remember like elimination team deathmatch where it was just like everybody had one life and you as a team had to like strategically kill the other team in a certain period of time? It's basically that, except the map shrinks.
Or there's more teams.
Or there's more teams. They had this back in Modern Warfare. It's not new.
Fuck, they had this back in like probably Quake, I'm sure.
Probably. And the funny part is Quake had roughly the same graphic quality as Fortnite.
Mm-hmm.
And the jumping was still a thing back then too. But
Actually, the mechanics of Quake are smoother.
probably
It genuinely was. There's a reason why it was like the engine of choice for shooters for so long.
I remember my first day when I got hired as a student IT for the high school I worked at, and I also went to school at. And my first day there was like I was out setting up a computer in the library, and they call in the library, and I picked up the phone. I was like, hello? They're like, okay, James, it's lunchtime, come back. I said, what? They're like, yeah, you get an hour for lunch. I'm like, I do? They're like, yeah, you need to come back to the computer lab right now. It's very important that you take your lunch. I went, oh, okay. So I go back, I see everybody sitting at a computer, and they're like, okay, you're on that one. I said, what do you mean? They're like, we have an hour for lunch, and we play Quake as a LAN team deathmatch here. We had ghosted half the computers in the computer lab to just be able to play Quake on a live LAN through our school's computer network because we were nerds.
That is how you do.
That's how I learned to use their ghosting software, is ghosting Quake on computer lab computers. Made it even funnier when they were still there on the school year because they were underneath the local admin login. And I would actually log in when I had free time and free periods. I'd go down there and log in the local admin and play Quake. Yeah.
See, Gary's also thinking it's Unreal Tournament. It started all.
No.
No, it was Wolfenstein. Castle Wolfenstein.
It was Return to Castle Wolfenstein, or Wolfenstein 3D, I should say. Return to Castle Wolfenstein, I think was a different one.
I'm surprised I was actually right with that one. I almost went Doom just because I know Chris would correct me one way or the other.
I mean, it's not entirely wrong. Doom did start. No, it is Doom. No, it is Doom. Technically, Doom started PC multiplayer. Because deathmatch. But Quake was the one that I think started with the elimination, so it's a life duration.
There we go. See?
Amounts. That's what if I'm remembering correctly. I might be incorrect on this. Don't quote me.
There's your gaming history for the evening. And like everything, well, don't worry, Chris. They don't have to quote you. Mr. Smith is not here, so this is not a fact-checked show.
It is not a Smith fact.
It is not a Smith fact. So
it's a Hurgleburgle.
That's what we're gonna call it.
I stole some information from somewhere.
It's a Hurgleburgle. I stole some information. I may have misremembered how to say it, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Some of it might be incorrect. Some of it might not even be there. I don't know. It's in a sack somewhere.
We Hurgled that because we Hurgleburgled that information. By the way, would pay for fan art of Hurgleman burgling facts.
Oh, please do so. Just have a fact bank, and it's just me
Hamburglar costume Hurgleman.
All right, I'm gonna get some beverage, and then I'll get this rant ready.
We'll go on to what we've been playing.
Yeah,
because we've been waiting patiently.
No, the only thing I was going to say was we might as well get over these quite quickly then while we're waiting for the rant to begin. But Sony is going to let you do your ID change at last for your PSN. They're going to say, well, the first one's going to be free. But then after that, over here, it's like £8 for a name change. So this time, get it bloody right, rather than Big Dong 7412496224149242222.
He's doing it wrong, man. We all know it was Big X little X underscore Big Dong 69 underscore little X Big X.
That's correct. That's fine. Yep.
Okay.
Do you know what my Adult Swim message board name was? That I still own on the Adult Swim message boards?
Oh no.
Big O666.
Brilliant.
Right?
It could have only been better if it was Big O420.
No, it was Big O666, and the only thing I was on was the character battles part of the message board, where it was, like, who would win in a fight, this person versus this anime character versus this anime character. That's like where I spent the majority of like my early teens, was basically shit blasting, saying why Goku would always win every fight.
Oh, don't you just triggered Gary now.
I did?
Yeah. Gary.
I'm sorry.
His son. Yeah. When I was visiting that week earlier in the year, he loved comparing everything to Goku. Goku with this, Goku with that, and I can just see, in his eyes, the sort of I wish he's not a kid, Goku.
You've got him on the gateway. There are better things out there. Also, I do apologize for 12-year-old me. Granted, I think I have a little bit of a better understanding, though I would argue that Goku would win most battles, not because of all of his other abilities, but because plot armor. Actually, no, we've had this discussion. We've done lists of this before.
It's true. Like, so
we've literally done this.
Negating plot armor, there are people who can beat him in a fight, but including plot armor, there are only a few who can meet
Doom
meet
Guy.
him. Doom Guy certainly, but Doom Guy also wins against pretty much every matchup ever.
Yep.
Considering that he literally torments hell.
A 3.5 20th level wizard with wish.
This is also true. I can wish away plot armor.
Or just wish yourself away to a different plot.
Greatest wish of a 3.5 character. I wish to be the main protagonist.
Will's Toy Clans. Now the question is, what tiger are we talking about? Like an actual tiger? Are we talking about the wrestler tiger? Are we talking about Tiger from Tiger versus Bunny? I mean, so many questions. Now, which Goku are we also talking about? Is it Goku, like the monkey god? Is it Goku, like actual Goku from Dragon Ball Z? And then which Dragon Ball? Is it Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, then whatever the heck the new Dragon Ball Z that they're calling it nowadays? Movie Goku? Like Bardock Goku? Now is it Cell Saga Goku? Is it Namek series Goku? Now I'm just doing this because I'm trying to piss off Molinari.
No, okay, so
And
I think the
correct
big
answer
settlement was that
is Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
and
Chuck-
Sega Segata,
Yeah.
who is equal in power to Chuck Norris.
Yeah.
But I always stand in the whole like who would beat Goku type thing. I always stand by the and this is one of the handful of times I will agree with Screw Attack, but I stand by the death battle of Superman will always beat Goku because he has to, and Goku will always be defeated by Superman because there's always another step up to get there. So each time they fight, they will each be incrementally more powerful indefinitely. Because the point of Superman is that he is too powerful, and thus how human does so much power make him? Like the human side of him is his weakness. But Goku is he can be defeated, but how much determination does he have? And that's the big battle there.
And also
which
remember,
is why I like that matchup.
Goku isn't human, so Superman doesn't really feel like he would have to protect him as much as he would other humans.
Precisely. If he thinks that Goku, like if Goku presents himself as a danger to humanity, Superman's gonna go all fucking out. But vice versa, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Realistically speaking, they'd probably battle for a little bit in space and then realize, oh shit, we're both trying to protect humanity. Oh shit, Martha.
Yeah.
But that's ultimately what it was.
Because essentially, isn't Goku just Japanese Superman?
Mm-hmm.
They both fly. They both have like relationships with women that they don't really quite understand why they have relationships with women.
Mm-hmm.
They both have a ragtag group of friends that they hang out with. One of which was their greatest enemy, but then became their best friend. Batman.
Yes.
They also have a green guy who's also a part of that Piccolo and Martian Manhunter.
Mm-hmm.
They have androids as part of the team, right? Cyborg and Android 18.
Amazo.
Yeah, Amazo. I mean, I'm just comparing Dragon Ball Z to the Justice League at this point, and I'm enjoying the comparison.
It's pretty fun.
It is pretty fun.
The interesting thing is when you get like really abstract low level characters and you're actually comparing their capacity to fight each other. That's I find that a lot more interesting to do than like super high tier characters, because like when you have things like, for example, you have One Above All versus the 7 from DC. Like there's no comparison. They're both owners of their respective universes. It's just unfathomable on if one is more powerful than the other, and like how would you even measure that? If they can change the rules of reality, that means there's no competition, because they could just keep doing that.
Right.
It's like whichever one gets to the other one first, but time isn't a thing, so that doesn't make a difference.
Because time is relative to them. Literally relative. And it's exactly. It's like comparing Jose Mourinho to my Corby Town manager. There's just no comparison. You know, One actually, though, well, one isn't a whiny bitch who blasts out his players on a daily basis.
That's like comparing me as a StarCraft player to James as a Football Manager player. Like there's no comparison. The skills they're unrelated. They're totally different respective things. Like on a very micro scale, sure, you can compare elements of it, but like
no, the only comparison that we can probably have between two is the amount of time that we have put into them, because that's probably roughly equal.
Right.
That's the only thing. That's the only comparison we can draw between the two.
Precisely. But like beyond that, it's real messy math. That goes the same for Goku and Superman too, because like the math there gets super messy because there's some things that are like ethereal that affects either of them, things that don't really make sense. Like Superman's biggest weaknesses are obviously kryptonite and magic. Like just straight up magic.
So the question then becomes: is Goku's ability considered magic or not?
No, it is considered martial.
Okay, even
that was one thing that was specifically considered at some point.
Once again, it's why a D&D wizard from 3.5, that's 20th level, will beat Superman and Goku.
Honestly, like
by just pulling a rabbit out of his hat.
Well, that's how you defeat Goku, because he's just gonna ooh bunny, and that just finishes that off.
Yeah,
David Copperfield. Watch this, Superman! Watch! He's gonna make the Statue of Liberty disappear.
The easiest way to defeat Goku is to overfeed him and then, like, just not deal with him. Like, just not fight him, because he won't. It's like he won't fight you if you're not really fighting back.
Yeah, that's the best way to defeat Goku. Don't pose yourself to be a threat.
Exactly. Like, even if you are a threat, just don't fight him.
Just, like, no. Come on, fight me. No.
I have to defeat you to save my friends.
Or just tell him that you'll fight him in 10 years when the tournament happens.
Right, and then you just do whatever, and then you just postpone the tournament over and over.
Because of rain. Because of rain.
Because he's a lawful good dude. That's the ultimate thing. It's he follows the rules as much as he can.
Some leaves on the pitch. Can't do it this year. Sorry.
Oh, it's wet. Damn it. We gotta go. Yep. Leave it on the pitch. Leaves on the pitch. Everybody, gotta go. Sucks. Gotta get out.
So now here's one that I'm actually pretty interested in. Which is like the overpowered anime characters in combat with each other. I want to see something to the tune of like, I don't know, like Midori, fucking Deku from My Hero Academia, versus Overlord.
Okay.
Like shit like that, where it's like they're both inconceivably powerful, but in totally separate directions. Or something like actually I'd prefer to see JoJo versus Deku, to be honest.
Would they have that one track from My Hero Academia that plays that's just freaking awesome all the time when awesome shit happens? You know that everybody knows the track. It goes with everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the one good track that comes from that show, and it is fucked.
One of two, because the All Might theme is pretty amazing in its own right.
All Might versus One Punch Man.
No. Saitama wins. Saitama wins easy.
Because is Saitama on a Goku tier?
Saitama is on a Goku tier. Okay. The question is, and I need to see the next bit needs to come out, and I need to read the manga to double check. But like his serious punch, his one serious punch, at the end of the anime, affected enough to clear the skies in a cone on half of the planet. So like.
What if he had to throw 2 punches?
I see. Here's the thing. I would see him actually having fun fighting Goku, but Goku would lose ultimately because we're looking at things that are starting. Yeah, we're looking at things that are starting to fall into the reality of like, what is it? Fucking Seventh Day Juggernaut punching.
Yeah.
Where he punched his way out of realities.
Or the muscle
with
golem.
Just brute strength.
Am I the only one who knows about the muscle golem?
Maybe.
It is a D&D 3.5 creation that is basically a golem that has like so much strength it can punch its way through time and space.
Oh.
Because I think it has like 50 strength. And like its punches are like so powerful that it knocks people, but it's ridiculous. I'll have to pull it up at some point. Muscle Golem, Google it. It's hilarious.
But yeah, like that's the type of skill we're looking at with Saitama. And the best part is that it's because the whole thing is just for shits and giggles. He's powerful for a laugh. That's it.
He is a mockery of most shonen action protagonists.
He really is. No, that's exactly what he is. That's his whole shtick. Is he's a joke.
That's One Punch Man's whole shtick. It's a parody of shonen actions. That is just the joke. It's good, and it has great serious moments, but it's just a joke.
But like the whole end fight of season 1 was him running backwards and deflecting punches and occasionally throwing a little jab here and there. But in the end, when it actually counted, he beat basically Wolverine's healing factor in a single punch.
Just so everybody knows, I'm putting anime now as part of one of the tags for the show because I think we've hit that level that anime can be a part of this.
Yes, it's pretty anime.
It's pretty anime
for this week. Yeah,
for this week.
That's just how ridiculous the fucking power scaling is on that.
Does want kawaii Hurgleman emote?
Kawaii Hurgs.
Kawaii Hurgs. Basically, Bean
has noticed you.
Bean, I just need to like take the emote that we already have and just draw the lines under your face, under your eyes. Can we get a kawaii Hurgleman?
If we can get 5,000 likes.
Kawaii Hurgleman.
But you know who's better than both of them combined?
I hear
Mr. Libido.
Oh, Mr. Libido. I love Mr. Libido.
No.
By the way, if you guys don't, go out and get Fist of the North Star. Because apparently it is like a really good Yakuza game. If you like video games and you like anime, get Fist of the North Star. Because it is made by the guys who make Yakuza, who get it.
Mm-hmm.
And voiced by them as well for the Yakuza.
By the way, Sega's fucking killing it this year, man. Right? Am I wrong here? Like Sega, is like
the return of Sonic.
Like if we don't talk about Sonic, they've got some pretty fucking sweet IPs, man.
They do. They just need to steer away from Sonic.
Well, Sonic.
They need to send Sonic Team off on their own little fucking island.
Well, that's what they do. they literally send Sonic Team to make a Sonic game to keep the fanboys and the press related on that, so they can go about like making the Yakuza games.
Well, okay, so here's the thing: for a Sonic game, all they need to do is just like remaster, like Sonic 3 or Sonic Adventure 2. And just remaster them.
But
just do them again.
You can't make your own Sonic character. Didn't you want to make your own Sonic character and be in the Sonic games?
I watched the entire Game Grumps. Not them playing it, just them editing the character. It was an abomination and a miracle.
That's all you need to see for that.
Yep.
You don't need to see anything else for the plot. Hey, Eggman! Sonic! Hey, look, Sonic's in prison. Oh wait, mission 2, he's not anymore. That lasted long. Because like,
here's the thing: I really want them to just start doing like speedster ass tropes with Sonic, and just like they just need to meme the shit out of him. They just need to meme the ever living Christ out of him.
But the thing is with Team Sonic is I think they actually believe their own shit. Like, they don't understand how memey Sonic has gotten. Like, they think, like, the memes are actually just lauding, or they're thinking, oh, they do love Sonic as much as we talk about it. We must give them more of what they want. We must give them more to prey upon the altar of Sonic. And now with My Little Pony's no longer being on the air anymore in America, and only reruns, they have to have something else to cling on to, and it's Sonic.
Mm-hmm. Like, shit. Like, just have a fucking snapshot of a fucking Ugandan Knuckles as they fly over Africa or some shit like that. Just have a fucking clip of Sonic in jail, and, like, all the guards are just, like, watching him, and he just starts vibrating and phases through the wall, and he just hears from an echo, "You're too slow." Just have a fucking Sonic zoom up in super ass fucking Goku Sonic mode with all his Chaos Emerald powers and just shout chili dogs. Like, no fucking context. Just do that shit. Put it in a game. Throw it around and then have the game play well.
All right.
Like, that's it. Just have it control well and then memes. And they will sell it for fuck's sake.
I can tell you right now, next Sonic game will be Game of the Year if Knuckles looks at Sonic and asks him, "Do you know where the queen is? Are you the queen?
Do you know the way?
Do you know the way?" And then he looks at whatever that like bat cat girl thing is.
Looks at Roy Bat.
It goes, "Are you the queen?" It does it 10 out of 10. Best game of the year. The queen. By the way, is that game on PC? I think that game is on PC, right? Sonic.
Which one, VR?
The most recent Sonic game.
Oh, I have no fucking clue.
If it is, what the fuck, mod community? Where is my Ugandan Knuckles? I want to play that game in character editor as Ugandan Knuckles.
Oh my god. I saw a pretty great Ugandan Knuckles clip from VR chat. Someone was the Firekeeper dude. Mm-hmm. The Firelink armor set from Dark Souls. And someone was just like, "Hey, this is pretty good. Tastes pretty good." The other guy goes, "Can I have some? How are you gonna eat it through the helmet? I'll just lift the visor." And he goes, "Yeah, sure." Holds the thing up. The visor goes up, and a little tiny Ugandan Knuckles head pops up, and he just goes, "Thank you, my brother." I wasn't expecting it at all.
Good. So. Wow.
That meme needs a real resurgence. It really does.
It does. And Bongo Cat should never die. Bongo Cat should never die.
Ugandan Bongo Cat. Each slap is a...
And the thing is, like, you say that,
Holy
and immediately
shit, I'm making that right now.
And so, Ugandan Bongo Cat, where each slap is a click, but doing the Super Mario World theme.
Oh my god.
It's a marriage in it. So, has anybody played any video games this week?
Yeah.
Will, have you played video games this week? I have a feeling that you played some video games this week.
I have. I played some pinball because the new Williams tables finally came out on multi-platform, and they are quite tough, but they look as good as the real thing. And I played a shit ton more of Forza Horizon through the snow with the Trans Am, with getting Gary's Robin Reliant as a police car as well. I've managed to find that and download that, and that's pretty much driving, winning races, getting frustrated the ones that didn't, buying more cars, and apart from getting frustrated as fuck out of Dragon Age 2, that's pretty much all I've been playing. Not that's off stream anyway. How about yourself, mate?
Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which I'm really surprised with. Like, it's not a bad game.
Yeah,
it takes
a weight for that.
it takes a lot from The Witcher. Like a lot. Like there's question marks on the map, and you need to discover new areas and stuff. But like it's not a bad game.
Mhm.
I enjoy Cassandra as a character. Like the person who delivers her lines like really pushes it through and really delivers them very well and strong. And where Alexios is kind of like I am the Greek hero and plays himself like I am the Greek hero. But like Cassandra, like I have to, there's like a subtlety to it that made me feel like this was the right choice. And I think even in the book forms, she's the actual one you can play as. Or she's like the canon character, quote unquote.
So are their stories different then, or
No,
are they
exactly
just the
the same.
thing?
They are exactly
Right.
the same, and so much so that almost the scripts are exactly the same.
See, I thought Ubisoft was actually going to do something different and diverge it, but to give you a reason.
Or like just give you a female lead.
Yeah.
God forbid they do that. What? I can only play as a
they said
chick?
a couple of years ago, oh, that would take too much effort. It's like, what? When Unity
Just the lazy fucks, that's all.
Cassandra is by far the better character, hands down. And I will say this: if any of you, I don't know if any of you will, but if any of you get the game and want to play it, play as Cassandra. If you play as Alexios, you are doing yourself a disservice. You're playing a worse version of the game. I will draw that line in the sand. If you, because, and I don't normally tout this, but go on our YouTube and just watch any one of the videos that I play, and just the way she delivers the lines and the way she talks, it's good. It's good acting. It's good acting, and it comes through. And she comes through as a likable character, like
Right.
Where like I think the best way to describe it is when I've seen people play as Alexios, like he always has this look of like I'm taking myself very seriously to the point where I'm almost kind of constipated, and like the way he
Dolph Lundgren in his 80s films then.
Yeah, and then he delivers his line like Brad Pitt playing Achilles in Troy, right? Kind of a little over the top, but I'm the Greek hero. We're like Cassandra is like always got this kind of sardonic smirk on her face, and she's like the moments that are serious, she's serious, but in most other cases she's got like a quiet confidence about her delivery, where like she knows she's a Spartan, she knows she's a badass, but she's like just is kind of calm and quiet about it, and just kind of like the jokes that are the big thing, like she delivers them, and to me they actually have made me laugh a couple times. So trust me, Cassandra, better character. The game is interesting. There's a lot to fucking do in it. Holy shit. I'm also glad that we decided to, throw the realism kind of out the window with the baby in the bathwater. Because I was at a merchant, like Assassin's Creed, they took out the hand crossbow because it wasn't historically relevant for the first Assassin's Creed game, because crossbows weren't invented until later on. In this game, I could go to a merchant and buy a unicorn skin for my character to ride around on that also leaves rainbows as footprints. Because realism! But this also this seems like we're Origins was an origin story of the Assassins. Without giving away too much spoilers, and I'm actually not spoiling it at all, I think this seems to be more of an origin story for the whatever alien before race.
Oh, because I was going to ask whether it's more of like an origin story of the Templars.
Maybe
it should be, because like the race origin was Far Cry Primal. The hunter vision is your eagle vision. It's Far Cry Primal. What's this shit?
The one that came before.
Then you know what that means. Guys, you know what that means.
Assassin's Creed Neolithic.
No. You know that means what's canon in the That means Assassin's Creed Origins blood dragon. And Major Rick's cult is part of the Assassin's Creed mythos.
Oh my god.
That would be amazing.
When the Templars win, only Rick's cult can come to defeat them. 10 out of 10 would buy game. So yes, I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed Origins. I've also been playing Editing Simulator 2018. You know.
Yeah.
Because I only uploaded 23 videos.
Only.
Yeah. No, I would like to see Assassin's Creed Preolithic. Dun, 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 ba, ba, boom, 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 boom.
It's just 2001: Space Odyssey.
It's
not playable. It's just the movie. Just
my God, they should have sent the poet. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's yeah, Assassin's Creed Triassic. Yeah.
When the assassins is like a T-Rex, just translation. Pick up a bow.
You're only playing as Gallimimuses.
No,
just really fast runny bits.
I was just thinking like you're playing as a raptor, so you climb up in the tree and it goes. It actually makes the noise, and it would make sense because like you kind of have feathers and you're a bird.
No. You'd have to be an Archaeopteryx for that.
Oh, I see.
You just play as an Archaeopteryx.
and strangely, like all the cutscenes just come from the Land Before Time movies.
It's just that's what the Assassin's Creed is. It's sequels to The Land Before Time.
Exactly.
Confirmed.
TGWPIS confirmed.
TGWPIS confirmed.
I don't know what
Fan
else.
theory. Assassin's Creed is just the sequels to The Land Before Time.
Chris, I think me and you need to talk about the halfway mark episode of this series about doing the fan theory of this. We need to break it down, get charts.
Yep.
I mean, I did just watch a video that was comparing Snowpiercer as the sequel to Willy Wonka. So,
oh boy,
if they could do that, let's connect Assassin's Creed to freaking Land Before Time. See, I just think of that meme. I think it's from Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where it's got Charlie like looking like has all like the graph plots, and just us staring and like pointing at it, going like this. That's all I think. Or the Aliens guy.
God damn it.
Aliens. I also decided what I'm going to play for Extra Life, if we don't meet the financial incentive goals.
Yeah.
XCOM 2's Legacy Pack. So XCOM 2 War of the Chosen came out with for free if you own War of the Chosen DLC, a 3-part mission, a 3-pack history that is basically what happens between XCOM 1 and XCOM 2, and one follows Central, one follows Ming, and so there's 7 missions in each story pack, and it's just like a little story, and then when you get points and score, and those points and score go towards leveling, goes towards getting things, and if you get gold medals, it unlocks like the classic weapons you can play with in the main story that you played with in the thing. But probably the best feature is you can choose your soundtrack. So go on with me here. So they added 2 other soundtracks to the game. Now you can play with the XCOM 2 soundtrack, which is amazing. You can play with the XCOM soundtrack, right? Which is also very good. Or you can play with a remastered version of XCOM UFO Defense. Original OG XCOM on the SNES remastered soundtrack brought forward.
Wow.
How could you not want to play with that?
You know what game needs a real hard reboot? It's Missile Command.
I would like to see the gritty post-apocalyptic version of Missile Command. Just
Because they did a 3D remake with a plot line about fighting aliens,
Sorry.
and it was meh, but it was different. I think it's the time to redo Missile Command.
Time is right. We're all prepped and ready for it. All right.
Honestly, just doing like huge real story overhauls of games with like almost nothing would be phenomenal. Like, this is the time to do it. This is the absolute time to do it.
I know who's going to need to direct that game. Hideo Kojima presents Missile Command.
No.
Because
No.
overly done.
No. Kojima is a brilliant 12-year-old.
That's the point. And then obviously you
It's
also
just-
had Michael Bay involved as a creative consultant as well.
I could see Michael Bay being a creative consultant on it, but
Oh, fine. I will raise you up. Missile Command, produced and made by James Cameron. I'm 8 hours.
maybe actually.
I'm 8 hours into this cutscene and I still haven't played the first mission yet. But boy, do I have backstory.
Boy, am I invested in this plot, but I haven't played shit.
Will's Toys Clan. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Like, the LucasArts puzzle, like, action adventure Indiana Jones games would be a great reboot. The thing is, we kind of have, you know, Tomb Raider and Uncharted, so it's kind of difficult to break in when you've got two games kind of really dominating the market.
But if they did it in the style of films, like the films, the first, the three films,
The only three films.
the only three.
The first trilogy.
Look, that last fan film was pretty alright.
It was all right. I mean, like, I know Shia LaBeouf is a big fan of Indiana Jones. I get that. But
It was a very strange segue from Transformers.
It was really strange segue, but he's had a lot of
Explaining why
strange
Shia
segues in
LaBeouf
his
is
career.
not anywhere in there.
Though, I mean, the biggest there's obviously the biggest problem with that film. There's no Sean Connery,
It's true.
because Sean Connery, man.
Yeah.
If you want to see great interplay between actors, watch the Last Crusade.
Yeah, that was great. That film, loved that film.
We named the dog Indiana.
You're named after the dog.
Also, because you get to see Harrison Ford have a dad moment
Mm-mm.
multiple times.
So, is that everything you've been playing, mate?
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
That's everything I'm playing.
Chris,
Yeah, Final Fantasy 14. That's it.
it's time for your rant, mate.
It's time for my rant. Fuck Google. Christ. What are they thinking? The shit. All right. So here's the pretext. So you guys remember that document that got leaked beforehand about the guy who was just like, look, guys, like, just calm down. Not everything's racist type shit. I don't remember the very specific. There was someone who got fired over some stupid bullshit. And it was from an internal memo. Well, guess what? They released another internal memo. And this one's real fucky. It's titled The Good Censor.
This is the reason why TGWPIS only does external memos.
Yeah.
We can't get.
By the way, just for total transparency, our internal memo looks like this. Hey, do you have the logo? Yeah, hold on. And then us talking about this right here, right now.
Or that.
That's
Remember those anime conversations? That.
Oh shit! Fuck. Hold on, I'm gonna scroll to those. Oh yeah, also some hidden memes. There's just some hidden memes.
There's
Pictures of fuck, what's his name? I want to say Russell Crowe is Jesus, but I can't really tell. That's what it looks like.
No, that's Big Boss.
Oh, it's Big Boss. Well, same person.
I would dare say it's Keith Sutherland. By the way,
so this document is called. This document is called The Good Censor, and it's about internet censorship. And the whole document is saying, basically, should we allow free speech on the internet?
Okay, so
it all kind of culminates to them hinting at no.
Okay.
I'll let that sink in for a second.
Do you know? Do you want me to immediately go to the first thing that my mind jumped to?
Yep, go ahead.
So when you said like, should we censor things on the internet? And immediately my mind went, can we copy strike PewDiePie?
I'm not gonna lie, I went there too.
Good, all on the same page there.
But like, I read the 85-page document, and I post it?
It's not okay.
I posted
when it's an internal memo. Memos are like 1, maybe 2 pages, not 85 fucking pages. That's a company directive when it's 85 pages.
Mm-hmm.
You're using the wrong terminology. I do not think you understand what that word means.
Well, I misused it. I was not informed of it as a memo. I accidentally applied the label of memo. It is an internal document. That is what so I'll just correct myself up.
I liked it better when it was memo.
It basically the gist of it is basically what are the problems with free speech on the internet? And the problem is a user can be a dick.
Okay.
The other problem is, and this is a fair one, companies can peddle bullshit.
Okay, yep.
That's a fair one. But that becomes censorship of... That's not censorship, actually. That's adherence to like laws. I wouldn't call that censorship. That's preventing misuse and abuse of information, which, again, does not fall under free speech, technically. False advertisements are not a free speech thing.
That's a court of law kind of a thing.
Precise. That's a
suable thing.
That's a trade thing. It's not free speech.
Yeah, that's a company. That's a bureau thing. Federal, like.
Yeah. That's what that does get hard when going international. That's true. That is not for Google to handle. They're discussing basically saying how platforms are moving away from being platforms and moving towards being media. I mean, they've been media platforms for a while. If you're producing media, then you should be labeled as media. But there's the argument they made was that the U.S. Like historical right of free speech is being moved away from by social media companies in favor of what they're referring to as the European model of politeness and comfort over freedom. Now, first and foremost, I have to laugh at that. I have to laugh at that so hard because the whole concept of freedom wasn't pioneered by the US. It was exemplified in a country format in the US. That's for certain.
I just have to say, damn it, Will, why do the English come up with the fucking crazy ass names like that? That is a British sounding thing if I have ever heard it.
Yeah.
But again, it's also fucky. Because
that's why it's even more
British.
Not
true either. That's not true either. Such things have existed. Such things have precedence in European history because tyrants and long histories of not having freedom to begin with existed. Serfdoms were not free. And that shit only ended like, what, 500 years ago? 600 years ago? Not long! Not long at all. Like, shit!
I mean, in some cases, like 100 years ago, I mean, you've got like the Ottoman Turks. Were still a thing for a while.
And the fucking concept is curtail people's freedom in favor of people not getting offended. That's what it is. But here's the thing. Here's the big thing. The internet is a very big place. If you don't like living on the street you live in because it's dangerous, you can move. Sometimes it's hard, but it's possible. You can get up and you can leave. The internet is even easier than that. You can just walk away from that site. You could just fucking... You could block people on... It's even easier because you can just go, certain people can't interact with me. It's called blocking, and it's a tool that existed on the internet for decades. Since the inception. It's a very, very simple concept. And the whole thing, their argument is, well, we can let people police themselves. That's not a great option. That's pretty much the only option. Because the alternative is that they then have to censor things. And that falls under the purview of being able to be bought for political power. And on a platform as large scale as Google or Facebook or Twitter, that is dangerous. I applauded Twitter as of late because of the whole Alex Jones fiasco, because they didn't remove him because he didn't violate their terms of service. Don't get me wrong. The lolcow is amazing in regards to he is a meme. He is a living, breathing meme and he doesn't recognize it. And thus, that's it. That's the only quality coming out of Alex Jones. But when you have every platform kicking him off for being basically just a really shitty conspiracy theorist, even though he didn't break any terms of service, that's not good. That's no bueno. Platforms should judge things based on whether or not they are breaching the rules, not whether or not the content is likable. I can agree that directing ad revenue away from such sources is perfectly fine. That's not censorship. That's protecting your monetization. But preventing someone from being able to say, even if it's stupid shit, because let's be real, there's a lot of stupid shit out on the internet. But it is ultimately up to the person reading and watching the stupid shit to recognize that it's stupid shit. The very same thing as print. The very same thing. There's a reason why there are satirical newspapers. There's a reason why there's satirical websites and satirical personalities. But you gotta let the market of ideas flow. And yeah, the internet's full of trolls. There's hecklers at speeches too. You kick them out because they're being assholes. But you let the people who own the buildings do that. You don't kick a heckler out of the country because he heckles. That's kind of the comparison we're sitting at. But that's the gist of the document, is basically, where do we start sacrificing freedom?
It's because freedom isn't free. It costs $1.05.
We already pay it, though. Pay in the form of the internet.
If you want to be a dick, go find a place where you can be a dick. That's all.
No, exactly. And I'm very much in that realm. I'm even very much in the realm of, like, if you want to be a dick on Twitch, go to channels that appreciate that type of thing, or indulge in that type of thing, but don't do it to other channels.
We haven't had a good troll in a while.
Exactly.
I guess we've cultivated a community that's good about that.
And the very few trolls we did get, most of them, they didn't get a rise out of us.
I liked Hitler's Ghost.
Hitler's Ghost was amazing.
I love Hitler's Ghost. That was an extra life stream.
It was an extra live stream. But like, it's not up to the platform necessarily to handle everything, to handle the individual. It's up to them to handle, like, as a community, as trying to avoid getting the types of individuals to, like, stick around. Sure, you can guide people that way. You can help with that. Auto modding, I think, was probably one of the best inventions they had, because all it does is it picks out comments that it thinks might be rude, and it just holds them. It doesn't stop them. It doesn't remove them. It holds them.
Yeah, for you to see it and then go, then you make your own judgment.
Precisely. And that's the big tool. That's the thing I love about Twitch the most, is that individual unique tool. Is to allow comments that can be a problem to be caught beforehand. Now, obviously, there's going to be a way around pretty much every single filter. The things on YouTube, the internet blood sports on YouTube, their comment sections are great instances of auto modding and, like, swear filtering being dodged super easy. You can dodge swear filters left and right with stupid shit. But, like, it kind of boils down to, how much does the individual give a shit? And it then also becomes a big question of how responsible is the creator to what the crowd does.
Yeah.
Which is a huge debate. A huge debate. That one, I can see that one being a big focal point. But the fact that the focal point is, should we allow people to have free speech? Like, yes. Unquestionably, yes, people should have free speech. Let people moderate themselves. Let people handle things on their own.
Yeah, unless you're needed to step in, unless people ask to step in and go, I can't do this myself.
Exactly.
Then there must be something there to put a stop to it.
And it needs to be something that is significant. It can't be like a comment that says, you an ugly bitch. Like, if that's the thing that you're calling in the company for, fuck off.
Maybe
it's a waste of
everyone's time. Maybe you is an ugly bitch.
Maybe you is an ugly bitch. But, like, obviously death threats are not free speech.
No.
Obviously, like, threats are not free speech. Insults technically are. They're rude. We don't have to agree. And that's the thing. Like, there was an insult that someone in, I forget the chat. I forget whose chat it was. And I don't remember what the actual insult was, but we were talking about it not long ago. But someone said something super inappropriate. But if they came over and said it in my channel, I wouldn't give a good goddamn.
Mm-hmm.
Or if they said it in someone else's channel who didn't care, then it wouldn't matter. But because it's the individual, that's a circumstance where you can get points where it's like, oh yeah, no, I'm sorry, I didn't realize. It's just common decency. You get that in real life. You get that in face-to-face. You're going to be... It's going to show up everywhere. You walk into a coffee shop, someone might say something that offends you. Like, the best you can do is politely request, and here's the key thing, is politely request first, because if you're being a dick about it, all it's going to do is people are going to get defensive. But like, just be like, hey, I'm sorry, it's that particular word, not good, not okay. Would you please?
Bars, you have a great point, and I think you agree with it. And ultimately, this is how you can, one of the ways you can solve the problem is that free speech, yes, you can pick the content providers we like, and we can stay away from the assholes. Exactly. If you make it about a money thing, if you stay and go towards the content creators that you like, who aren't assholes and who cultivate communities that are asshole communities, and you give them your money, and you're not giving it to the other people who are being the assholes, eventually they are either going to have to stop doing it or find another, or do it someplace else, because they're not earning the revenue to be able to keep doing it.
Precisely. It's like, it's
an economics thing.
Vote with your dollar. Vote with your fucking dollar.
Yeah. Essentially, that's what it bears down to, and this is the reason why I think, ultimately, why we do what we do, because it's a community. We want to have fun. We want to be nice. We don't want anybody to be an asshole. We want you, if you're having a bad day, to show up here and realize we're going to be goofy and entertain you for a couple of hours, give you some fun content, talk about some video games and stuff that you like, as Will slowly drifts off to sleep and are listening to our monotone voice.
Once in a blue moon, James or I will go off on a tangent. I find that my tangents are often on a far more serious note. Mine are like on like an actually like... Yours are usually on a small thing that just explodes.
Well, that's how we planned it out. We have the different ones that work. You take the serious notes and bring it to light. I take the small things. I am literally do you know what grinds my gears? And then I blow it out and make it a bigger issue than it is.
And I'm like a powder keg just waiting occasionally to go.
When Will explodes, that's when things get... Then like me and Chris just sit there and go, what's going on? We don't know what's going on.
We just kind of cry in a corner.
We just kind of like...
We'll probably be in the same building when that happens.
Yes.
It's like, why is he shouting so loud?
But just to continue on this point, this goes out to every creator. Make what you want to make. Don't be afraid. Honestly, don't be afraid to offend. Don't be afraid to offend, because someone's going to be offended at whatever you make anyway. Don't purposely make offensive things unless there's some level of hilarity, like point at South Park. The point of it is to be ironically offensive. Make sure that you have the context and don't be afraid. Make what you want to make. And that's my big shtick, is if you want to go and make anything at all, if you want to make something about a specific character that a bunch of people tell you don't fucking do it anyway. Make what you want to make.
And remember, there's always Pornhub.
There's always Pornhub. And Bass Ackwards Reddit threads. And 4chan. And Tumblr. So no matter what direction you want to take things in,
no,
there's
Tumblr,
always a place to
get in the car.
Go back in your hole.
Back in the car.
Shall we go move to the happier things of shouting out people?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
Rockabye and good night. Go to sleep, little Will. It's almost 2 a.m. You're exhausted, and you're gonna have to be up to watch. Is F1 on today?
No F1, but I've got
good.
like a family party to go to tonight, so that's gonna be fun.
You can get some sleep.
Yeah,
I'll toss my shout outs first real quick. Quick shout out to Regis for being there. Quick shout out to our buddies Reese Wave, T. Paulin. Good dudes.
Exactly.
And then shout out to Patreon Saint and our second Patreon Saint.
We have two.
We have two.
Nice.
Two. I will shout out because hang on here. I think this is still a feature in this. Is it? It is. Okay, very good. Thank you for Will's Toy Clearance for the 93 bits. Thank you Kim Breviera for the 101 bits. Thank you T Paulin for the 100 bits. Thank you Kim for gifting a tier 1 sub to T Paulin. Thank you T Paulin for the 2 bits, and thank you for Will's Clearance for the 2 bits, and thank you Kim for donating $10 to Extra Life. And thank you Will for being a patron as well as Kim Breviera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There's a thing here. Like I literally have a thing now that lets me look at all this shit. So I can. That's our shout outs for there. Subs and dubs.
Yeah. Also, Legends of Zelda cosplay fan. Thank you very much for donating to Extra Life as well as Last Lisa. And Stupidly Epic, Kim, Tim, and there's more. There will be more. And also everyone in chat tonight for sticking around and having fun with us.
And thank you for like whoever brought us up to 208 followers and like 120 subscribers on YouTube. YouTube was at like 106 for a long time until me and Will decided we're actually going to start putting content back on it. And it's surprising that we actually still have people that like watch shit on there. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
There's obviously still an upload schedule, and I'm planning on transitioning and having some stuff on Twitch as well. Extra Life is going to be a thing. We here at TGWPIS, along with Will, like a lot of things, but especially we like Extra Life. So if you could show up at Extra Life and follow or host, we would appreciate your hosts, because hosting helps hosting get hosts, and hosting people helps hosting and getting other places.
And also, next week is going to be Saturday.
That's right.
Show. And hopefully the guest will be with us. I've spoken to them and they are up for it. So
I will be very disappointed if they're not. You can
Yeah.
tell them this, because obviously my disappointment should be taken into account with all of these things.
Yes,
we don't want a Jame for age.
What time are we doing that again?
It will be 3 p.m. UK time, so that will be 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
See, the other thing is we also don't plan these like this weekend's
It's vodka time that hour.
It's vodka time. Yes,
Hey,
I
it's
do
vodka
enjoy a
time
good
somewhere.
penne alla vodka at 10 a.m.
It's
exactly-
time somewhere.
That's exactly the reaction I was expecting.
It's
Anyways,
vodka time in Ruska.
it's always
Always vodka time.
it's always vodka. Have you ever been? Yeah. So, we're gonna start a raid now. We're gonna go all look at Regis Castus because he's a wonderful guy and deserves it. I need to also transition this to the stream ending screen because I need to do that for my editing purposes. So you're gonna see that for like 2 seconds. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for showing up. We really do appreciate it. You're all awesome. We love you. A bunch of other stuff. I'm hitting the mute button now, so bye-bye.